Yo, 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 once again, we are back. This is Witness Messengers Podcast. Of course, I'm Mo.
I'm Mike.
We in here once again, Do Work Media Sundays. We are joined by my dog, my confidant, the top shotter, Drew Money. What's good?
What's going on, fellas?
I got the best director in Charleston. Matter of fact, in South Carolina. In the building.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Already
The man
Stan.
behind the lens.
Stanley!
Hey man, that's the best intro anybody can have for themselves.
I was in tears when I
Hey,
first
you know,
heard that
a
shit.
lot
bro.
of video directors don't got like a signature.
Dog, that shit
was
is
fire.
perfect. That shit is perfect, man. Salute to you for that, man.
Stanley! Anyways, man, how was y'all week, man? What's good with y'all,
Pretty
boys?
good, man. Stay cool, you know.
I stayed cool as possible, bro. It was hot as a bitch this week, boy.
Yeah, most definitely.
I ain't lying to you.
Got a lot of rain as usual in the month of July. July is going by fast, man.
Yeah, shit almost over with.
Usually be dragging, but
Shit is damn near over. It's gonna be August soon. Then you know what's gonna happen in August. Preseason NFL is here, baby.
Yes, sir.
football season, man.
It's almost here.
Everybody's talking NBA. It's summer camp already, right? About to be.
Summer league about to be over with.
No, I'm talking about football, NFL. Summer training camp
Yeah,
about to
training
start.
camp, yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah, like that shit crazy. I appreciate it because I'm not watching no baseball because it's just too much baseball. Like I like baseball, but it's just entirely too
The
much.
season long as hell, man.
It's too much, man.
Like this
So
should
that
start in like February, March, and they go on to like October. Like that's long.
after basketball season, it's normally that drought of like no ESPN, none of that shit. But the free agency been so lit, then we've been talking
Yeah.
basketball.
It's been fulfilling.
Yeah, most definitely.
You right. So guys, let's get into it, man. The boy JD, he's in some turmoil right now. They trying to get legendary producer JD out the paint.
I remember I was wondering why he was trending. And they
Me
was talking
too,
about
like,
it,
I just saw everybody dragging this nigga like, oh, you had Janet Jackson. You don't know what you.
yeah, they brought up Janet Jackson.
It's like,
I was
bro,
trying to
that
figure
got
out.
nothing to do with.
I thought he said something about her. That's why I figured he was trending, and I was like, okay, but I didn't get a chance to hear what he said. So, what he under fire for, man?
All right, so he was asked. I think it was some like morning show in Atlanta. I don't mean to disrespect those ladies' show because I don't know they names. So I'm just gonna say it was a morning show, and he was asked about the current state of female rap, and he was basically saying he answered it.
But I got
in-
the video if anybody want to hear it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and play the video.
I can't really say. Not a Cardi B fan? No, you know the reason why I can't say is because I feel like they all rapping about the same thing, and I don't think they're showing us who's the best rapper. I think they're trying to show, for me, it's like strippers rapping, and I don't, as far as rap goes, I'm not getting who is the best rapper. I'm getting like, okay, you got a story about you dancing in the club. You got a story about you dancing in the club. You got a story about you dancing in the club. Okay, all right. Who's gonna be the rapper? So
different.
yeah,
What is the thing that you want to see if you're not like?
just more. I mean, I feel like at some point somebody's gonna have to break out of that mold and just show us, talk about other things like rap. Just rap about other things besides that.
I mean,
All right, so that's why they trying to get this man out the paint. And since he's made these comments, all you can see, all the tweets that I've seen in reference to Jermaine Dupri has been, oh, he had Janet Jackson, how you messed that up. Not about the comments that he made,
Just deflection, basically.
just deflection and a lot of misguided anger. So this is my thing, man. Like, JD was asked about when the two ladies specifically said Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B. He was asked about those women, right? So he basically answered based off the sample size he was given. He was like, I mean, none of them really showing me they the best rapper. Cardi B don't even write her own raps. Like she said she's in it for the money. It's not about the art for her. This is what she's been said, right? So I mean, you can't really be mad at him saying that. Meg Thee Stallion, it ain't no Love Is Blind on Meg Thee Stallion album. That's just. Now, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Shout out to Eve, man.
Shout out to Eve, but there's no Love Is Blind on.
No, but I mean, I appreciate them all for what they do. You see what I'm saying? That's just his opinion.
And that's his opinion, but you gotta realize the lens that he looking at the shit from.
Yeah, but I can feel it because I remember I said some episodes back that like a lot of them strippers turn rappers. I ain't really trying to hear them
like the
boys
bartenders
rap,
and shit
like,
trying to
I'm
rap
not
and
trying
shit.
to hear
Like,
that shit. Like,
yeah, I remember we both said that.
One of them, like, I was just like, I remember when I was following her before she was like getting into rap, and like I unfollowed her because she started rapping, and I wasn't trying to hear that shit.
I'm
like,
not trying to hear your bartender stripper
it
bars.
really was like, even to be honest with you, JD is like, maybe because he don't do a lot of radio interviews, but that shit had a peak around like 2015, 14, 16. Like when that shit was real popular.
And Cardi was in that wave.
Like the other girl, the other chick from Love and Hip Hop or whatever, the one who had like the low haircut. She was another stripper turned rapper. I can't remember her name. She had me blocked on Instagram too. But she was another one. It was just like a wave. It was just like the popular thing to do. I'm not saying nothing wrong with it. Like it just boils down to who gonna blossom out of the bunch.
I'll say this though. Like
I don't feel like Megan was. I wouldn't put Megan and Cardi in the same class though.
As far as like content, I would. They it's similar. I can see a nigga like
really.
I can see a nigga like JD who probably would. I can see how he would place him in the same boat.
I feel like Megan is like in a Lil Kim type class.
I mean, but it's still it's.
I'm talking about persona wise,
Yeah.
not rap skill
All right.
wise.
Right.
I'm talking
All right.
about persona wise because you know she on that sexy like
Yeah. Right.
you know
Like that bossy type sexy shit.
Yeah.
All right. So like what I was saying, I'm on as far as like Jermaine Dupri, like I feel like he looking at it like, you know, I'm the reason I produced one of the best hip hop female albums ever. You know what I'm saying? Like he looking at it from a different bar that's been said already. So it's like when you ask him about shit that's going on now, he can't really relate to that shit. I will say there are some dope female artists that he should be in tune with. Maybe he should have like, I don't know, like as far as like the inner workings of So Def, maybe he should have like some younger A&Rs or somebody that really hip him to.
I'm surprised he didn't mention Rhapsody because she's a real dope rapper.
Right. It's Tierra Whack. There's a few dope female rappers. So it's like I feel like
maybe he feel like that's what he hear the most. So
yes, but at the same time, we right on in saying that too. You know what I'm saying? Like those, like the others, like everybody want to say, you know, all female rap don't gotta be a certain way, and you can support all female rap. But at the end of the day, you gotta be realistic here. The girls that's not rapping about that type of content, that hot girl content, that city girl content, they not the ones being played on the radio all day.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So like,
because you know the radio play to a
exactly,
certain
and you
demographic
and then you can say, oh well, you don't need to. If you only listen to the radio, that's your fault. But at the end of the day, a lot of people only listen to the radio.
Yeah, because a lot of
Yeah, but at the same, a lot of people do. That's how they get hip from listening to the radio. So like, you can't. Like I get what JD's saying, but I don't get what everybody that got flack for JD saying, because y'all not talking about the music. Y'all just trying to throw personal attacks at the man without even.
not staying on topic.
Yeah, y'all not staying on topic. So it's like I can't really.
Like when you beat somebody or something, they be like, "Oh, I can beat you in real life or something."
Yeah, it's like, bro, like
I
you.
get more hoes than you.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, so like, what we even talking about now?
I was, because the Janet Jackson shit threw me off. I'm like, oh, he must have said some shit about Janet. That's why I figured people was tweeting about the shit, and then I was like, okay, so they mad that he said female rappers is rapping about the same shit. But I mean, for the most part, I can agree with it. There are some female rappers who are not on that, but as far as like what's getting the most airplay, yeah, I can understand. Like honestly, like if you a stripper trying to turn a rapper, dog, like I probably won't get that shit an ear like I would give it ear or something else. I'm just being real because
I feel you.
It's the same story,
Right?
You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, of course you had certain rappers who came from the same background, but everybody had their own different perspective. You see what I'm saying? Like, what different perspective are you given from being a stripper?
Nah.
Like
Nah.
all of it's the same thing. Like you gonna have this story about niggas tricking off and you bossing up, and I would even have put I don't think he mentioned Nikki, but I think the lady had asked about Nikki. Like I wouldn't put her in there, but like some of these female rappers, like strippers turn around, and it's a lot of them. Like it's probably like I seen probably about 9 to 8 of them. To be real with you.
So that's 9 to 8 female rappers with followings trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So like
I seen them.
I seen it too. So it's like I get what you're saying. So it's like JD comments really weren't too far off. Like, so I think that's only 9 to 10 that we know that we seen. So it's like I can't really,
you got to think about Atlanta. That's just like the staple, the mecca,
right.
Like the big cooking pot
right.
for like everybody trying to become like a rapper or artist or anything. So he probably see that shit all the time.
I don't know, man. I feel like people being overly emotional with this.
Was it mainly females that was retweeting that?
You had females like trying to drag this man because JD had tweeted later that day. He was like, I didn't mean to offend anyone, but if anybody want to prove me wrong, I'm gonna throw a so deaf female cipher. And niggas was like, nah, we ain't trying to rap for you and all this other shit. And the nigga the nigga, is it Black? He was like, female rappers don't have to prove anything to you and all this other shit. We like, bro, like y'all kind of ODing now. Like at the end of the day, bro, the man is a legend, bro. Like y'all kind of like doing some clout chasing shit now. Like,
no, he definitely is a legend. Like Atlanta is what it is because of JD.
Exactly. So y'all tripping, and Black, you from Atlanta, you should know better. So it's like,
where he even come from?
Trying to be on some pandering shit. There's some pandering shit, bro. Like it always be corny niggas trying to pander and shit.
He a
like,
dope artist too.
It's like, bro, like.
But see, this is why I don't expect nothing from a lot of these artists. They eventually show their true colors.
I just couldn't believe. I was like, bro, like y'all not even talking about like no.
No disrespect to y'all hustle, man. Do your thing. Just like I probably won't really get that shit no real attention. That's just me.
And niggas who do give it attention,
but I do fuck with Meg though, heavily.
Niggas who probably do give it attention only trying to see what you wearing. Be real with you. Mm-hmm. That thing. All right. So moving on, guys. The man ASAP Rocky, man. My dog is under a lot of fire, man. My dog need a fire suit, man.
Yo, is them jails pictures really real? That's how them jails is over there?
I heard a lot of different shit about Sweden jail, so I can only take it with a grain of salt.
Shit look like a regular dorm room.
Yeah, them shit look like dorm rooms, but I don't know if that's where they got him at. So I don't know. But
got the TV set up at the edge of the bed and shit.
I feel like this about
carpet in there.
Yeah, he got a good bed, not the thin mattress that Americans.
Do you feel like jail should be like ran down?
No, I don't feel like jail should be ran
down.
Like
when I see a picture, when I saw that picture, I'm like, honestly, bro, I ain't mad at that. So I don't feel like niggas should be living in a place where like animals or something like that.
Because at the end of the day, they supposedly just supposed to be like a rehabilitation. So how you expecting people to grow and learn from what they did if you got them in inhumane conditions?
Yeah, just like that situation with Tax Zone.
Right.
Remember when it wasn't having no heat?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like that was in peak winter too. Mm-hmm. They had no heat. So like, Rocky's been in jail for like, a week and a half now.
Yeah, they said he was gonna be in there for 2 weeks.
So, in typical social media fashion, once it was discovered that Rocky had been detained and arrested, the old clip and statements that were released about what he said about Ferguson came out, and how everybody was basically saying keep ASAP Rocky in jail, blah blah blah. And personally, I think shit like that is kind of corny. You know what I'm saying? I get it. It was very ignorant in the the time that he said it, and I feel like he knew better. He should have known better. However, I will say he should use this time to really learn from saying that. I think this should be more of a teaching lesson for him than us trying to say to keep this man in a foreign jail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like he should speak on it when he get out.
he needs to. I feel like
he should address it.
Like
and talk on it.
like the
and see because I feel like it's a case of karma in this situation.
full circle type shit.
Yeah, that's what I feel exactly it is, because when you look at it, when you speak on a situation like that, especially when it's real sensitive and it's something that happens over and over again, and you turn around and you get locked up in a foreign country, and now you
And your race played a big part of that.
Yeah, definitely, because had he been a white entertainer, I don't think it would have went down.
It wouldn't even have went down like that.
And especially after seeing the video, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it looked like clear self-defense. So when I look at it, I'd be like, damn, bro, like, now you need your support from your people. Like, I'm not mad at people for reacting the way that they are reacting, but me personally, at the same time, I'm not gonna be like, you know what, he got to sit in jail.
Yeah, like, I don't want the man to rot away over there. Like, that's
no,
just.
I'm not gonna do that. But I do understand.
I understand it.
Who want to put their frustrations out on Rocky and be like, you know what, you go find those people in Soho, you go
Right.
find those people in Beverly Hills and shit like that, because, like, that's a lesson right there.
I understand it, but at the same time,
and granted, he don't have to speak out on social issues.
he do need to address this though.
But he was very distasteful in his comments about Ferguson and everything going on, because now people have a right to say, you know what, hey, I don't give a fuck about you, because you didn't give a fuck about when we was getting killed.
When that young man got shot.
So I don't care. I don't care if you do sit in jail or if you come home. Like, it don't. I can understand people having those sentiments towards him. But me
it's crazy.
personally, I'm not gonna be like, nah, Rocky need to send. No, of course I want to. And he black. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see no black man sit in jail, especially in a foreign country, because what a lot of people don't understand, when you go to these foreign countries, their laws are not the same like over here.
Nah, they not.
To be honest,
They
with
can
you,
handle you how they want to. Yeah, they want to hand. They can handle you how they want to handle you, bro.
Like with the whole LiAngelo Ball situation, and how Trump had to kind of step in and like, dog, like the smallest thing can get you locked up for a long period of time in a foreign country. You don't even know that.
They harsh. They harsh over there, man.
It's real harsh over there.
Especially like with Americans, they always want to try to use us as examples
because they don't like us.
They don't like us at the end of the day.
And they feel like we spoiled over here.
Especially us.
Exactly.
So it's like, with the I like how you were saying, like, I get everybody's like frustrations and whatnot. Like, I understand it, but at the same time, like, this poses a question: Do we just shun away everybody and not give them a chance to learn from it, or do we are we going to allow people the space to grow? Cause, like, all right, so say like
it depends on it. I feel like it depends, because if, all right, kind of like the Terry Crews situation, right?
Right.
It's like, dog, we is not, like, me personally, I ain't fucking with dog. Like, even after all that two-stepping and all that shit coming back with Rocky, it was a one-time statement thing. I don't know if his views, I don't know if I can, is it going to be genuine because you got locked up now? Like, would you had a change of heart if you wasn't locked up?
That's a good question.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are you looking at the whole, what you said about Ferguson different now because you locked up and you experienced it now? Then at that point, it's like, dog, I don't know really, I wouldn't know how to really gauge it.
See, the thing is, like,
I feel like honestly, Rocky would just have to be on some shit like, you know what, I said some fucked up shit,
I think whether we
going forward, I would try to be a little bit more sensitive to the situations that we go through in America.
Right.
I don't feel like it should be on no, because if you want some complete 360 shit, then I feel like you would just be doing it because you just got locked up. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like even with that, I feel like we can't really. You can take it for face value, but at the end of the day, you have to see how he move, even if he make that statement.
Yeah.
Like going
People
going
can
forward.
always grow.
That's what I'm saying. He can. I hope that he would take this, and because I'm pretty sure, like, people close to him probably going like, "Hey, like niggas was trying to kill you like on the social medias behind that Ferguson shit."
Yeah.
So it's like, and I get it, like that's solely because what he said. You know what I'm saying? Because there's plenty of other people who said some out of line shit around that time too. Like you had Travis Scott said some crazy shit. Kevin Gates said some crazy shit. Like a few niggas like got out of line, but it's like, I guess it's like I don't know. I can't really explain it because I won't say Travis Scott got a pass or Kevin Gates got a pass, but it's like niggas don't really talk about like them saying shit that much. But at the end of the day, they didn't get locked up abroad. So it's
they
like
got locked. Well, Kevin got locked up.
Kevin got locked up, but it's
the
like
the thing with Kevin is, I can say, I think it's with him because what was it that he said?
He basically was saying, I'm not protesting nothing, or it was
Yeah. He said he not the whole Colin Kaepernick thing. He said he wasn't protesting.
He was basically saying how we do need to respect like police and shit like that, or like you
and how we kill each other.
Yeah,
and shit
how we
like
kill
that.
each other. He was like, how you want me to like do all this and we still do this to each other? But it's like, bruh, like at the end of the day, that don't justify them killing us and getting off. You know what I'm saying? That's mainly what we talking about. So it's like you kind of like pandering to the man. You know what I'm saying? Even with the Travis Scott shit, when he was like, we gotta stop putting ourselves in these situations. Nah, like they gotta stop killing us and getting off.
Yeah.
Like Michael,
And I feel like if, God forbid, if that was to happen with Travis Scott, people would bring that shit up too.
Mm-hmm.
It would be
the same thing. It'll be the same.
And I feel like a lot of times when them artists that come from nothing, then they get into that world and they become settled, like they just have they have tunnel vision, so they don't even see
right.
all
and
that other
that's
shit
the thing
no more.
that's the thing
they
that
feel like when they acquire a certain amount of wealth, like a lot of that shit don't affect them.
That's what
and
confused me.
Because now they done got their family from around there and all that shit. They friends and they just around a different circle of people. But then you have people like LeBron James who still see that shit that goes on. That's why to me, like, are you just saying this shit because now you done experienced it?
But see, that's the thing. Like with the Rocky shit, like
because you might honestly, he might really feel like that even after this.
Like when Rocky even said that shit, like you gotta think like he was only 2, maybe 3 years into having money. So it's like you ain't too far removed from living that life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like for you to even say that, that's crazy to me. Like for you to say that and really like feel like that got way good, like that was wild. Like you just having money. Like you just started having this shit. Like
yeah, because Ferguson was what 2014.
Yeah, that was 2014. Like so how you even think that hold any type of validity? Like you just started having money, bro. You just started being invited in the Sohos and in the Beverly Hills. Like you just started. You just got your access pass to that. Like you couldn't forgot about what it was. Like already.
I don't know. Sometimes I tell you, when they get in that money and they messing around with different types of people, different circle of people, like they just become, they forget, or they just be like, you know what? I just don't see that shit no more. Like I don't have no reason to relate to it. But I feel like he honestly has to talk about that shit because he gonna definitely have another interview.
Yeah.
And I feel like he do need to talk and address that shit when the time come. That's all I can say on that one. But I do want to see Dog come home, though. I saw ASAP Ferg said that they have reached out to him and they trying to get in contact with the people over there to see how he doing and stuff like that. Try to get him home as quickly as possible. I don't feel like, as far as like the charge go, I don't feel like he's gonna experience anything hefty. I mean, I don't know. Depends. They say if he get charged, he can see like up to, I forgot how many
6 years.
6 years? I don't think he's gonna do that.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I hope they wouldn't try to pull no crazy shit like that. But at the end of the day, bro, you really never know, like what can happen. Like that's why I really want him to get out as soon as possible before they can, try to do him in. But at the end of the day, man.
Like I guess they blind to the video then over there.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I would hope, like how you were saying, I hope he would come home and really like really like understand, because it's like, bro, like it don't matter if you in Soho and Beverly Hills, my nigga, you was overseas and you was still a nigga at the end of the day.
Facts.
So it's like, that's the sole reason why they handle you how they handle
I
you.
kind of feel like it's just like the classic O.J. Simpson situation, bro. It's like you're always gonna get reminded that you are a nigga at the end of the day, regardless if you stay in Brentwood.
It don't matter where you stay at, bro.
Remember when OJ was asking what all these niggas doing in Brentwood? Remember that shit?
I remember. So yeah, hopefully, Rakim uses this as.
And that's another funny nigga that's getting a lot of attention on social media,
OJ?
bro. And I don't get that shit.
You know why OJ is like an American novelty at this point.
This shit is crazy to me, bro. Like, but he's still living off of that shit. Like when you think of OJ, you think about the fucking case. You don't think about nothing else. He don't even get talked about as being a great running back, which he was.
That shit
it overshadowed when you think of OJ.
Career.
When you say OJ Simpson around anybody in here, they thinking about how he got off, and it's like that's your living legacy now. Is you getting off? Did you do it? Did you not do it? Like that's what he's known for. He's not known for being one of the greatest running backs of the decade in the 70s. Like that shit is done.
I mean, you gotta think that whole situation was like that
was an American moment.
Yeah, it was a pivotal moment.
Shit,
in
a
American
world
history.
moment.
Like, yeah, a global moment. So it's like, of course, anything he did before that is going to get eclipsed. So it's like, and it's
what's so crazy
it was
about
like
that
the first,
OJ
like-
shit is because at the same time too, in my opinion, based off of the case, like I feel like if he didn't do it, he knows somebody who did do it. Me personally,
yeah,
I felt
he
like
knew.
he did the shit. That's just me personally, because the motherfucker crazy. And on top of that interview that he had back in 2006 that finally like released when he was kind of speaking like in third person and shit like that, like he did that shit. And he used to be stalking that one, but outside of that, it's kind of like OJ is really like a psycho, bro. Motherfucker is crazy, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, that
Motherfucker
case,
crazy.
man, like,
But on top of that, was saving him because they had the racist cop.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And playing evidence, removing evidence.
It
So
was a lot of.
it was nothing. Then the hype because of the LA riots right behind his
the
shit
Rodney
was
King shit. Like,
his
it
shit was
perfect timing.
perfect timing for him to get off. Perfect timing for him.
It was
to get
a lot
off.
of. It was a lot of faulty factors on both sides. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
OJ, you're right. OJ definitely, he cut different.
He's definitely he's cut different, bro. The motherfucker's crazy.
He cut different.
Remember his voice on when he did the kidnapping back in 08, 09?
Yeah.
Motherfucker's crazy, bro.
But see, the thing with that shit is they stole that shit from OJ though. He was going to get his shit back.
Dog, did you ever see the is it a 10-part documentary? The one that ESPN did. Made in America.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch that shit?
Uh-huh.
Dog, come on, bro. Come on, and great documentary by the way. But like I said, there was a lot of people who was riding with OJ just because of the LA riot shit. So that whole time in it, had that shit been before, like he probably would have been up Shit's Creek. But with that time, because you even had women, I remember there was a black lady who said she found a man not guilty just because of the LA riots, just off the strength. Then she felt bad because he turns around and turned his back on black people. Even after that, he still wasn't fucking with black people after that.
Do you think that well, I kind of feel like that was really what happened. Like the city of Los Angeles, they kind of knew if they didn't like judge this case a certain way that there would be a riot part 2.
I could see some people on the jury feeling like that. I can feel that. Because now looking back, it wasn't too many white people on
black
that
people been
jury.
getting drugged through the mud around that early 90s. Like, it was a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, it was
in
a
LA.
lot of
Like,
shit going on.
Like, that little girl had got shot in that Chinese corner store. Like, it was a lot going on.
Yeah, that shit was
bruh.
crazy.
Like,
And she got off.
yeah, she got off like
That Chinese
quick.
lady got
Yeah,
off
she
crazy behind
she
that
killed
shit.
that little girl.
Yeah.
So it's like,
that girl was walking out and
Yeah.
just boom, put one in the back of her head. I remember that shit, dog. That's crazy.
Like, that shit wild. So it's like, it was a lot going on in
It
LA,
felt
man.
and it felt like for him to get off, it was like a victory for black
Mm-hmm.
America.
I mean, that's what it was nationwide.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't, like, the people, because I was a little younger back then, so like the people that I did hear talking about it, it wasn't even about the case. It was like, man, they can't let that black man go to jail. Like them, that was the convo. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the specifics of the case or whether he was right or wrong. Like it was the racial aspect. You know what I'm saying? And you know, of course, like I feel like of course, like in the entertainment realm, like it was like the Johnny Cochran aspect, like that was like was like the funny part, that aspect of it. So it was like, OJ just didn't do it.
Older black folks have always been on that. Like as far as when it comes to um wanting to see other black people get off or win. Like like the little black tennis player. Like these old black ladies were talking like, oh yeah, what time she playing and stuff. Like y'all don't watch no tennis.
Yeah, y'all don't watch tennis, so it's like
they just pull for blacks just because blacks are just in something. You know what I'm saying? That's in the early '90s, like you were saying, man. It was wild times though. Like that whole shit, and then like they showed the reaction in different restaurants and locations and stuff.
Man, that shit was crazy.
You saw the uproar of it.
They said a lot of money was lost at that moment because it was like a complete work stoppage across the whole fucking nation.
It was like if you watch the documentary, it was like whole like job forces that was
people stopped in Times Square looking up at the screen.
Yeah, like it was a big thing, man. Like
my mom told me same thing happened at her job. Everybody stopped to watch it live, and
like
when he got off, it was just like a complete split of emotion. You had black people going crazy, you had white people who was shitting.
Yeah, like this was that.
Yeah,
like you gotta think, man.
But when I was watching the documentary, when I knew OJ was gonna get off, when the father Goldman, when he was like, they making a case about the cop, and it's not about him, it's about OJ. You see, and I feel like they getting off of what the real issue is. But they
had to play the cop angle based off of
what he was saying on the tapes and shit like that.
And I think the overall culture what was going on in LA, like they had to play.
And they felt like they was conspiring against OJ, bro, to frame him. So, I mean, you was dealt a bad hand, bro. That's all you can really say about it. RIP to him and to Nicole Simpson. But it is, how crazy this motherfucker say he went to her grave and was cursing her out. That's how crazy that motherfucker is, bro. Basically, also like why you made me do this type shit. That's basically what he said. You had to read that book, man.
Man's wild. He had a.
If I did it, the book.
Oh, you read the book?
I didn't read all of it. I read some of that shit though. Yeah. And then even with the interview when he was talking about the whole night and the shit happened, he wasn't saying his name. He was speaking on
I remember that shit.
A makeup character type shit. Like, come on, dog. Like, but like you said, he got off. You see what I'm saying? Like he was found not guilty. But there's a lot of people who feel like he didn't do it. They felt like he hired somebody to do this shit.
I feel like he hired somebody. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like he did it like, like personally, but I feel like he do know what's going on. The thing about it, like OJ just so crazy that he would play it to whatever hand you want to, however you want to call it. So like we saying, oh yeah, OJ, you did the shit. He going, yeah, if I did do it, well, this is how I would have did it. Like that's why I feel
Hey,
that
Kardashian and Cochran held that man down, bro. That's all I can say about that.
Dream team, man.
Dream team.
Dream team, bro.
Dream team, dog.
Amen.
But I didn't really want to get off on a tangent about OJ. It's just crazy to see how much attention this man's still getting, all based off of that case that was almost 22 years ago. If that 25 years ago, it'd be 25 years ago like that shit happened. And I didn't know how big of an icon he was at that time. Like to be out of football that long, he was still revered as like
he was the juice.
That's crazy. I didn't know he was looked at like that.
I think he was the man when he was in college. Now he been the man now.
I heard he was the man when he was in college. He was the man
in college, bro. Like,
and he went to Southern Cal too.
He went to Southern Cal. Like he been like the man in LA now. Mm-hmm. Then when he went to Buffalo, he just did his thing. But he always was the juice. Like he was the man.
Yeah, man. But I hope Rocky get home soon, man. I just hope he don't go down that line of like being on some story of OJ type shit. Always realize, bro. It don't matter how much money you got, you always gonna be a nigga at the end of the day.
Yeah, man.
You will be handled as such.
Yeah, man. Hopefully he learned from it. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, we can only hope for it. Hope he learn from it. Hope you don't, use the backlash he get as further confirmation to be on the same wavelength that he been on. Hopefully he take it as I said some out of line shit, so I need to rectify that situation. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he can learn from it. So looks like R. Kelly got more charges handed to him. This time they arrested him while he was walking his dog.
He arrested him while he was walking his dog.
Yeah,
just came and picked him up.
Came scoop that nigga up.
Dog like, what the fuck is
dog
going
like,
on?
what the fuck? Like, what?
Yeah, so allegedly this man has up to like 20 sex tapes that witnesses are about to be handing over. Damn near, yeah. Am I surprised? No. His time has come, and hopefully he's not the only one that goes down behind this shit. Because
the parents and the people who worked with him should go to jail.
But this man was cutting checks to keep shit under wraps for years, man. He thought when that money started slowing down, yeah. And you know what? You know how crazy and sick in his head is? I think that's what he was talking about when he's saying, I need help. Not having a big heart. Yeah. He was talking about that money. That's exactly. He was probably taking care of people for years behind that shit. And now he feel like, damn, how you going to turn? That's how sick in the head he is. That's exactly what he's talking about.
He feel like he wasn't doing nothing wrong this whole time because
I was taking care of you.
I was taking care of y'all, but at the end of the day, they still grease balls too now.
Yeah, definitely.
They conspired to keep a sex ring, under wraps. So like that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying R. Kelly should be freed or anything. I want these parents and these people that worked with him to be punished too. Like we already the R. Kelly shit. We've been wanting R. Kelly to pay for this shit. I want everybody that work with this nigga to face harsh punishment too.
He really did a big Euro step back in like 03, 04 behind that shit too, because his music has shifted like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, ain't no more
He was doing the happy people, the dance, like that song alone is played damn near at every wedding, bro. But he switched up his whole persona after that, and I knew that at that age. I'm like, boy, he's slick. Like he know what he doing. Like he's really switching up his music, and like that shit lived on. Like a lot of people just overlooked the shit.
He had a lot of songs a lot of popular songs even after that though.
I ain't gonna lie, dog. It was kind of disappointing for me to get rid of his music out of my catalog.
Without this shit going on, he the greatest R&B artist ever.
Yeah, definitely hands down. But like, you can't listen to this shit the same because when you listen to the lyrics and some of this shit,
he's not talking about grown women. He's not like. Just I can't relate to that. That's some shit I can't relate to. Like when we talking about the A$AP Rocky shit, like I can't relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is
and
sick.
like you said at the time, you don't really think about it, but like seems like you ready. And all if you listen to the lyrics on that shit, it's crazy. You be like, damn, but the music was so good that you didn't really hear it. But yeah, man.
Jesus Christ.
Kels
Jesus Christ, boy.
Kel's gonna end up. Hey man. I ain't got no remorse for dog. That's all I can say behind that shit. But yeah, it's definitely people that was along with this shit that needs to go down with him too.
Yeah, I want all of them punished. Parents, I want all of them punished. Like, there's no.
But the sickest thing in this whole thing is like parents are trying to play victim. Talking about, oh, he had my daughter and
you were getting paid.
You basically auctioned your daughter off to this man. What are you talking about?
There's no sympathy for you.
Not at all. I'm just interested to see how the girls are affected after all of this shit.
Man, them girls
especially the ones who like defending him.
They gonna need some help, man.
Yeah,
they gonna need some help.
Seeing them girls on that interview at the beginning of the year, talking about, oh, my parents are the ones. It's like, bro, like.
But see, the thing is that got overlooked when they said that. Like niggas just wanted all the heat to go on R. Kelly, but the girls telling y'all like, my parents was with this shit. So it's like, how we?
And they still love this man.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's something that happened to them, man. Like they've been mentally broken down and built up and under him. Like it's some shit that happened, man. Like
oh, definitely.
Them girls gonna need some help. Like seriously. So it's like just knowing that's the type of damage he inflicted on them girls. Like he need to go ahead and sit down for the rest of his life.
Oh, definitely behind this shit, yeah. But you had people who still gonna support him. You know, he still got his fans. Like, it's crazy. I remember I went on
He's
his.
still going on tour. Like, he's still getting.
Yeah, I remember I went on his Instagram page and read his comments. Like, yeah, them fans ain't going nowhere.
It's a lot of aunties that's letting us down. It's a lot of grannies letting us down, man.
There was a lot of them who went when he came down here to the
You gotta think R. Kelly
Coliseum.
He been here a few times, bro. So it's like I've seen I follow girls who've been to that shit too, record the live videos.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I had asked my mom. She went to that shit and she was like, "Nah." She's like, "To be honest with you, son, I was never really a fan of R. Kelly." I was like, "Oh, okay," because I was gonna be very disappointed if she pulled up to that shit. I ain't even gonna lie. I'd be like, "Damn, like how you gonna go to the R. Kelly concert?" But I can remember she never really did play a whole bunch of R. Kelly like that.
Nah, my mom been cut that R. Kelly shit out like a long time ago. It was me who had to who took longer to get off the R. Kelly weird.
Oh, me too.
It's like,
I remember when he dropped the mixtape in 08, 09.
I listened to
like that shit was kind of hard. I ain't even gonna lie.
It was hard. It was. I was like, this nigga going crazy on this shit.
Yeah, he was going crazy.
It was probably like around,
he was rapping over the turn my swag on and shit like that.
Yeah, he was. All right, now we're not gonna get no props now, but like,
Yeah.
but like it was probably like for me, it was probably like I want to say probably 2011, 2012. I was like, nah, I can't do this shit, man. Like, but now it's like a lot of people who's just like, I still know a lot of people who are like conflicted about the shit because they're like, damn, like this is
a lot of people feel like they can separate the music and the artist. Like old girl said that, the Brat.
Right.
She said she still listen to Kel. She separate the artist from the music, and I'm like,
I can't, man. I just can't. Especially a nigga with a daughter, I just can't. Like, it's just not right. Morally, it just don't sit right with me.
No, I feel you. Especially when you talk about it when it come to sexual abuse, especially when involving minors, like nah, you can't. That's a different level.
Yeah.
So we can't be fucking with that. So
I can't get with it.
Hey man, don't drop the soap. That's all I can say on that.
I don't care what he do behind there.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So we got next, man.
Dapper Dan went on Breakfast Club and got in his bag. Man, that man said he was shutting down all the heat and all of, everything niggas had to say about him. This man had a rebuttal +1 for it.
Mm-hmm.
That man said he was dropping bars. You watched it, right?
Mm-hmm. Great interview.
I think that's probably one of the best interviews they did.
Very in tune with his roots, his knowledge, like especially when he was talking about Africa and everything that was going on.
How he went back there in the '70s. He went Africa in the '70s and the early '80s. Like he went back.
How he went back to school at 23.
Mm-hmm.
Very good interview. He was talking about what I appreciate about Dan, because this was the biggest thing that everybody was talking about.
I mean, cut you out. Like he been privy to business.
Mm-hmm.
Cause
Yeah,
like
definitely.
remember when he was saying like how his dad wanted to buy him a suit, but like since like the white people knew that his dad couldn't read, they was trying to charge him triple for the suit.
Mm-hmm.
And he read the receipt and he was like, man, nah, they trying to charge you over. And his dad he saw his dad was about to cry. He was like, man, you can read. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that was heavy. Like when he was breaking it down like that.
Mm-hmm. What I appreciated about it the most was how he was like firm on his pricing. Like that's what I can appreciate about anybody. If you have a price and you set your price, because I remember when Envy asked him, he was like, there's certain Gucci things that when I went in there, it might have cost $3,000, but yours cost $6,000, and he was just sitting there like, I mean, what you want me to say? Like, my price is my price, and I can respect that. He was like, why don't you? Basically, he was asking like, why don't you make it to a price where it's affordable for blacks? And he was like, well, I don't want people to just buy my stuff because I'm black. I wanted to buy it because it's fly, and black people are not the only people buying my stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what he got on the global.
He basically said, I want the
shit.
people who got the money.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted. Like,
at the end of
like
the day,
let's get this money. That's what he was saying. I can respect that.
At the end of
I
the
can't
day,
be mad at that.
That's what we all in it for. Like we can't say.
And I don't know too much about his line. I don't wear. That's just me personally. My personal taste. I don't wear designer, but apparently, like he has a very popular line, and a lot of people are gonna continuously buy it. So there would be no reason for him to drop his prices to cater to us.
I mean, we still buy it regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh
the
yeah,
people,
niggas buy it.
like people who can afford it gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it all comes down to. I feel like, you know, as far as what his pricing, he not wrong in that because that's what we in this for. Like we not if you got a business.
He said why would I market? He said why would I mark it down if when I could take the money and I make it now and put it back into us? He's like, what sense does that make? Why not make it come full circle? So I could get what he was saying with that. My only thing would be if he was flirting with the idea and never did it. If you was ever flirt with the idea, like, yeah, I'll do this and this and the third, and then you don't turn around and do it, then I can't respect it. But if you always had that set price, I mean, nobody can set the value on your shit except for you. If you feel like your shit is worth $6,000 a piece, then sell it for $6,000 a piece.
I feel like a lot of shit that he was saying, it's a lot of shit that Kanye was saying on his Breakfast Club interview a few years back. It's just that they said it differently. Like the shit that, cause niggas was like,
I can agree with the whole factory thing. The only thing I wasn't getting with Kanye on was his whole pricing dilemma, because he made it seem like as if he was trying to set the pricing on certain stuff, and then that's not how it turned out to be. So as far as that aspect, I can see what he was talking about as far as like the factories and stuff like that. But he got his factories now, so he should be good, don't he? Or he's still trying to work towards getting that?
He don't got his own shit. He's still using Adidas resources, but
I mean, what's wrong? Is there something wrong with just staying under somebody's like umbrella for your whole career?
I mean, it's nothing. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But if you aspire,
Dan been with Gucci for how long now?
About a few years now. He only signed with them for I want to say it was what 2015, 2016.
I thought it was longer than that.
Nah, he ain't been there that long.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, it's cool if you don't aspire to own your own, but like Kanye was saying, like Dan was saying, they want to actually own their own fashion houses. You know what I'm saying? Like Kanye just ain't been doing this shit as long as Dapper Dan been doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it look different when you see Kanye, because you associate Yeezy with music for the last 15, 20 years. So it's like,
and really, and the fact that he ain't really doing music like that anymore. He's more. But I saw that transition coming like around 2009, 2010,
right,
when he was big in fashion, and when he was rocking the Jordans and the leather pants and all that. I saw him transition into that type of person. After My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, that music shit wasn't really his forte no more. His strong point. I'll say focus. He wanted to focus on the fashion industry, and I ain't mad at that. That's what he wanted to do. I just felt like what he was ranting about at the time, like when he was talking about like being broke and like, fam, he can live off his music catalog the rest of his life.
I mean, but obviously, like when certain shit come out about how he want to get out his deal, maybe it's really not what we think it is, because he fighting to get out that deal. Then I think he was suing Tidal. Then him and Jay-Z going through their own woes. So
and they was talking about being his debt is a different type of debt. Like probably going into that, he probably was talking about on some debt that that probably he couldn't get out as quick as other things.
Oh yeah,
that's how I took it.
Yeah, rich people broke is different from our type of broke.
That's what I'm talking about. I was like, fam, like you not broke.
We can't tell them how to feel about losing X amount of dollars. At the end of the day, like that's still a bigger loss. That's a big loss to them too. Like I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I can't tell him how to feel about losing $5-10 million. I can't. I just can't, because that's something I can't relate to. So I get both sides of it. But at the end of the day, like I don't know, man. I feel like, man, well, that Dapper Dan shit, man. Like that was a good interview, man. It really was. Like he tied up a lot of shit.
Do you feel like we value the designer shit more than like our own shit? If somebody was to make the same shit, like Charlamagne asked him, like who's make the same thing, somebody would go ahead and buy it. I feel like that shit is too far gone, because they've been established as a brand and as a high end fashion brand. We talking about like over 50 years.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we still influence all of that shit, because like how Dan said, like they weren't even like Louis and Gucci them. They weren't even making like sportswear. Like like our culture is based off sportswear. You know what I'm saying? Like we made tracksuits hot. Like we made like sneakers and like with shit hot. So like they weren't making any of that type of shit until like they started seeing they customs pop up in the streets to where people was coming in their stores asking for shit that Dan was making. So it's like they weren't even on that wave. So it's like all it takes is for us to stop even fucking with that. But you're right. I feel like it's a little far. It's too far gone. And like maybe some people look at it from a style standpoint. They probably feel like the quality might not be on a Gucci or a Louis level, which could be true just based off the resources alone. But at the end of the day, like I'm not gonna let these European brands influence my overall style, because at the end of the day we make them. They don't make us.
Yeah, you right. But I feel like you said, they also didn't make they clothes for us. Like they
Yeah.
cut, they style. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And when they got incorporated into hip hop, just like with Polo. Remember when Polo had really started rolling in with hip hop and niggas was rocking Polo?
Niggas been doing polo though. Like
But that's what I'm saying though. Like how they incorporated into it, so they felt like if you take a rapper who's in the game or an athlete and they rocking something that's like foreign and they making it like cool to wear,
hmm
at that point you talking about like trying to detach something that's already like embedded into the culture. So how do you get a new black owned brand to get the same respect and notoriety like a Gucci, like a Louis, shit like that? That's gonna hold that same value. They'd be like, you know what? I ain't gonna buy that. I'm gonna get this shit.
That's $1 million question. But I think even Dan kind of like
You gotta establish. Like,
yeah, he kind
how?
of established that because he was like, if you look at like most of these brands, they got like a icon or like a crest to place them.
Well,
in
they
a
got a
certain,
head start too.
yeah, that. But he was like, even with that, like these brands are placed in a certain lineage based off how they present themselves. So like Polo, they got like the crest and shit like that in their designs, like different designs. Then like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, like if you look at certain like different shirts and shit, like it's like you can trace like these crests back to like a certain lineage. He said black people never really had that. Like we ain't never really took the time to research our own history and incorporate our history within our clothing. So it's like whenever we do that, we have something to stand on, like, significantly, that's when we'll win. I feel that wholeheartedly. Like, so whenever that happens, or whenever like I don't know, like you said, it's $1 million question. Like when will it or when could it change? But I don't know, man. It's a lot it's a lot of factors that would have to go into that.
You feel like, just like with parallel clothing, right? So like, if it was ever reach like that certain level, do you ever feel like altering your prices as far as like the cost, or would you maintain it?
That's a hard question, man. Cause even with that, like like when demand go up, I would want to do more things, creatively, and that would demand me going like further on production costs. You know what I'm saying? So I would still have to
So
make
your
sure.
production costs go up. You would have no choice but to.
Yeah, certain products would have to go up so I can make sure I can keep product. I mean, keep quality,
Mhm.
and make sure like I can meet the demands. So like certain things have to happen in a business.
I understand that. I was just asking.
You know what I'm saying? Like certain things gotta happen. Like, and at the end of the day, that would weed out like core customers anyway. Like if you tripping off, that just come with the game. Like, and especially in streetwear. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like when you look at like popular brands, like like Supreme, Palace, like the popular like the top dogs in this shit. Like
Supreme is crazy.
that's what I'm saying. So like they didn't have, they was always a hype brand, but now it's to the point where it's
When did
like
Supreme really get the notoriety? When did Supreme really like start getting notoriety like it is now?
within the culture, like I would say like the Dipset T-shirt.
What year
like,
was that?
That was like what, 03, 04? That was like 04 or 05. Like within like to where niggas was like, oh, that's Preem shit.
Because
like,
now like everything Supreme drop is damn near limited.
that's what I'm saying. Like it got its own resale subculture. Like it dropped its own shit, but it's niggas who make a living off of reselling Supreme.
Yeah.
So like when they get to that point, it's a different
Like all those popular like YouTube guys and like Instagram like they staple is Supreme.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a stable. So it's like when they get to a point where niggas is like paying their bills, reselling this shit, like it's the conversation is different as far as like like, you know, like overall like quantity, like how much is available, all that shit play a factor because you don't want to oversaturate yourself. Yeah, they gotta drop shit every season, but it's like how much of it are they dropping?
Mm-hmm.
You know, who they collabing with when they drop certain things. Like you know you're gonna get Nike collabs. That's gonna sell. Like you know you're gonna get certain collabs that's gonna sell. So it's like, how much of it are you gonna get, and how much are you willing to pay for it?
Supreme collab with Nike on some shit, especially on a sneaker, that shit is gonna boom.
And then you gotta
all
think
day.
how much is niggas willing to pay for it if you don't catch the drop.
Yeah, niggas will go all out for Supreme.
Dipset Supreme campaign was
2006.
Okay.
All right, so that's when I noticed people started really taking like within. I ain't gonna say like overall black people because black people been on Supreme like before that.
Wasn't
was 2005.
All right, so yeah, so
wasn't it like a skateboard shop?
it is a skateboard shop. Like that's how like if you go there, you go to the LA one, they got a skate like a bowl, a big ass skate bowl in there. Like it's founded off skateboarding, streetwear fashion. Like
I ain't really big on Supreme, but them up tempos.
had to have them, huh?
Them shits, cause that's one of my favorite sneakers. Of course, I got them on right now, but that's like a top 5 sneaker for me. Like, and when I saw they did the collab with that, for them to put the Supreme going around the whole shit, oh, that shit was crazy.
Game changer, huh?
Game changer, big time game changer. For them to do that, that shit was like, yeah, Supreme. I'm fucking with y'all for that. They did. That's probably one of their best collabs, honestly. I know they had what other collabs they got? They got one with Timberland.
They got a few with Timberland. I don't think like they catalog.
Kif
deep.
got one with Timberland that's so crazy that I want to pair them shit. Them shit was fire.
Kif, they all right, man. Stan fuck with Kif. I don't really fuck with Kif like that.
Stan, you got a couple of Kif pieces?
Yeah, I got a few hats.
Oh, okay.
He's Kif Stan. So moving on, man. Looks like Jay-Z and the Jazzo. Was it a beef? Which can you say is a beef, or more like, you know, two old friends just weren't on the same page? I don't think they had like real.
It's a blackballing. What'd you say?
Who blackballed who?
I mean, word on the street is, I mean, that's why Jazzo ain't really take off what he was supposed to take off, because once they fell out, they kind of, you know, I don't know. I can't, you know, it's a lot of allegedlys, man. Like I can't, you know, but
Go down the list of who Jay-Z allegedly blackballed. Let's start with Charlamagne.
Well, allegedly he did that. Yeah, about 09 at the radio station. Beanie
hold on,
Siegel.
what he do to, hold on.
So apparently, so what happened was around 08, 09, Charlamagne got on the radio and was talking about the Beanie Siegel, I guess the Beanie Siegel Jay-Z shit on Philly radio. This is when he was on Philly radio.
Right.
And apparently, like, Hove didn't like the shit. So allegedly, Hove got him fired at the radio station.
Oh, wow.
Allegedly.
Coming from Charlamagne. So.
Yeah, coming from him. And then you had the situation with Beans, of course. Beans felt
You're
like
not
he ain't had his-
qualified.
Beans felt like Jay didn't have his back around that time.
Oh,
when he
right.
caught
When he caught that gun
When he
charge.
caught the gun charge and shit like that. And the whole, I thought the whole Jazzo shit was like small. I didn't think it was nothing major. I just thought that they was two niggas who just like went their separate ways. I guess he felt like he, you know, kind of like birthed him, and he really didn't give him the credit or the respect. I didn't think it was nothing that in depth, but it's good to see them two. Good to see them two back together and shit. Like, hopefully him and Dame get like that.
So he did try to blackball Cam, but that ain't really, you can't really blackball Cam. Like, you just can't. But like with the Jazzo shit, so all right, so Jazzo at one point felt like he was being blackballed from Hove, only to go and sign under Hove. That's
Money talks, man. I guess he felt like all that shit. And you got to think, this is what, 20 years now?
mm-hmm.
Probably like, man, let that shit go, man. Like, I ain't mad at it. I'm mad. I guess Dame probably feel the same way Jazzo feel. I would hope to see them two work together again. Collab on some shit.
I felt like that. Like I always feel like the Dame and Jay-Z shit should have never like.
That shit was petty.
It should have never went how it went, especially like when you look at old like Rockefeller videos and it's like, you know, Dame put his neck out for them boys a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like he always referred
He wanted
to
to
them.
protect the brand.
Yeah, he wanted to protect them. He looked at them as family. You know what I'm saying? He always referred to them as family. So
His way about handling business just differed from. You know what I noticed? A lot of people don't argue about the end. It's the process.
it's the yeah, you're right.
That's where the argument comes in at. Nobody disagrees on the end goal. It's how about doing it. And Ho was more like laid back, chill. You know what? I'm gonna kind of get with them and try to, work shit out. And Dane was like, nah,
they
I'm
need
not
us.
Gonna,
like,
I'm not gonna fold. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and they went their separate ways. They both doing well within their respective careers. So I just would, for cultural purposes, I would like to see them two get back together. But that's good to see Jazz and Jay-Z start working together. I think we need to start seeing a lot more of that, because we saw when Cam and Jim got back cool. There was a time when Cam had Jim blocked on Instagram. He wasn't fucking with him.
Yeah.
And it's good to see them. Good to see them
Do
back
you
together.
think Hove will ever get cool with the DeHaven guy that he grew up with? Do you know about that?
Yeah, he got an Instagram page where he be talking about like their old stories and shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. As far as like that, I don't know. I don't think Ho really trying to like rekindle like the streets again and shit like that. I don't know. I can't say, because he wasn't really with him with the music shit. It was just on the street level, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, like you can't really say that Vegas Jones was in them in the streets. Tata was there. Like a lot of people from the street element still with Hove to this day.
Yeah,
so.
but with Tata it's different, because like he was really like his right hand man. The Haven he met through somebody else, right?
Nah, but like I mean, it don't matter how you meet somebody. Like at the end of the day, like I think he still referred to like I think like Hove one of his kids like Godfather too. So it's like I don't know, man. Like the shit. I feel like niggas need to figure this shit out, man. Cause it's like for y'all, like at the end of the day, me even saying this, I don't know, cause I wasn't there. But from hearing that man's side of the story, is like obviously. Like their relationship held a lot of weight on both ends. So it's like for them for it to be on some shit where they not even talking, and then like with the whole like the false accusation shit of him being a rat, and DeHaven saying like yo, like that shit not even what it is, and it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's some shit that niggas as men need to sit down and figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially when
like,
you getting up to
you getting older, 50s. Like y'all in y'all 50s, like how that look y'all got, y'all who y'all are, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all like
and
you know what I'm saying?
And I really wouldn't necessarily say they need to like rekindle a full-fledged friendship. It could just be on
gotta be that, but just figure this shit out. Like
settle their differences
out. Like,
and be like, you do your thing, I do mine, ain't no beef.
Yeah, like but the whole like the substance shot shit, or like the nigga feeling like he need to clear his name, like why should a man that old feel like he need to clear his name if he feel like if he know he ain't do nothing? Like it should be some shit where niggas figure it out, man. That's all I can say about it.
I think Jay blocked DeHaven too, man. I think he's all the way wrong for that shit.
Yeah, I feel like he wrong for that. Like I feel like niggas need to figure it out. Like
label that man a snitch in Brooklyn, DeHaven.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't do. Like you don't put a false snitch jacket on somebody. Like that's what you don't do. Like I'm not saying he did do it. He probably know who did it, and just ain't rectify the shit. But y'all just gotta figure it out,
really
man.
Not too.
Yeah, I ain't really.
And if like I don't have too much information about that story, I have to actually like, look it up and see exactly what happened. We just need to see a lot more of that shit though. Like just push like killing all that other shit, that extra shit, man. You just work together.
It should be touring, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
all these other old groups touring. Master P doing it.
Master P just dropped a new I Got the Hookup. I saw that.
They ain't even had that.
I saw that. Niggas got it on Facebook already.
Dang, you gotta put me that link.
I saw niggas was watching on
I didn't
Facebook.
know he did a second one.
Yeah, he was just. That's what he was on Breakfast Club talking about recently. Because I think it got like the Guinness World Record for most spoken parts in a movie. It's like 106. It's like 126 spoken parts in the movie. And that's like the most ever.
Spoken parts. What do you mean?
Like
by
different characters.
that? Oh, okay.
So like the end credits gonna be long as hell.
Shit, the first one came out like what? 95,
like-
96?
I Got the Hookup. That was like 96, 97.
That was a classic.
Black and Blue.
That was a classic.
So yeah, man. Moving on, man. More black entrepreneurship. Kanye West has recently been celebrated in Forbes for reaching $1.5 billion net worth for his Yeezy brand.
Congrats to Easy, man.
For a brand, this is what 2013 that he started it. 2013, 2014.
Yeah, I think he went to Adidas 20.
Right after the Yeezy
14.
2s, yeah. So
After that big Red October fallout.
yeah, he went right. Yeah, you were 2013. So 6 years, and you already at $1 billion. That's a lot. That's a big W.
A lot of people support his brand, man.
Like me and Kanye, me and Stan was saying, like, you know, people still like the 350 still sells out. So it's like, is he on the verge of having like an Air Force One, you know, type of shoe? Like, is
Or that'll live on forever.
yeah, is it at that point already, or
It could be the Air Force One.
is it too early to say that?
It could be. It could be because people swear by the comfort of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people,
I never bought a pair just
Like-
because I don't like it. But I hear the comfort is crazy.
a lot of people like.
It's tired. But the kids eating it up.
So is it more like the hype, or is it really like would you really see it being a staple, or is it stable?
I mean, if they loving it, I think it's both, especially if it's comfortable. But it's definitely the name that carries it.
yeah,
It's
I
definitely
mean,
the
yeah,
name
you're
that
right,
carries
because when Air Force Ones was really hype, like that 99 2001 era, like it wasn't no name attached to it. We just knew that celebrities wore it, but we already knew that we wanted that shoe. You know what I'm saying? It was organic. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, niggas still always getting them a fresh white pair.
that's what I'm saying. So, like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I feel like social media kind of benefited, like, the Kanye, like, the shoe, but I can't really hold that against him because that's just the age that we in. So it's like, you know, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, it's still a major accomplishment. You know, 1.5 billion. You know, independent. Well, not independent, but you know, his own
He
brand.
definitely helped Adidas.
Yeah, he definitely helped him a lot.
because they ain't hitting on shit else, probably except for the boost.
But you know, that's all he wanted. He wanted that from Nike. He wanted his own umbrella to work under.
He wanted his creative. He wanted a lot more creative control than what Nike was willing to give him. Like I'm not a fan of the Nike Yeezy one, but the 2 was a little better. I think the 2 probably was his best one out that Nike.
And I love the Yeezy ones, man.
You like the one?
I love.
I feel like the
ones,
2
bro.
is better.
That's
The
a
strap,
class-
the strap on the 2 is way better.
Man, that strap on that one hard, man.
I
The
like that
lace
too.
lock, like everything, like that's like the perfect shoe.
Like that Yeezy 2, especially with the detail. The detailing on the 2 was a lot better too. That's just my opinion.
I guess we different. I like the whole detailing on the one.
So you like
I
the one better than the 2?
Yeah, hands down. I feel like the one is his best like sneaker creation. Period.
And the 1 came out like what?
was like-
07, 08?
That was like 09.
So when because the 2 was like 2000.
I remember that came out. That came out right before, like around the time the Deeper Than Rap came out. 'Cause Ross was wearing them shit around that time.
Yeah, you're right. That's when he got on the video and called
Mhm.
Eminem
I called him a hunky.
a hunky. Yeah.
He was like,
And
nah,
he
because
shout out- he shout
that's
out-
black
he
on
shout
black.
out- He shouted out the sneaker on the video too.
He's like, you can't call 50 Cent a monkey. That's black on black racial. He's like, well, let me equalize it. Eminem, you're a hunky.
That was a classic video.
Hey man, Ross do that hip hop beef shit, man. Like you can say what you say about Ross, man, but Ross be dropping bars, man. Booth in the booth or out the booth, man. He hold his own, bro. Like shout out Rick Ross, man. But yeah, with the Kanye, I think he did a interview with Forbes, and he was talking about like basically the whole creative processes and like what he wanted to do, and he basically was saying like he just wanted like overall freedom, like to put out all his ideas, because it's like in the like they went to his one of his offices sitting in Calabasas, and they had like a lot of like samples and shit like that he was working on. He said he basically just wanted to make a lot of shit and try to whatever he'd like, take that and try to make that the best of what it was. So like basically he was saying like Nike ain't really give him that freedom to do that. It was like we'll let you like come through and look at certain models and shit like that and we can go from there, but we not gonna.
And he said the biggest thing is when he asked him about the when the Red Octobers was dropping and they wouldn't tell him.
Yeah, and he was like, damn, this is my shoe.
Yeah.
And he was like,
I remember that release.
Yeah.
This was like a Sunday or Saturday. It was Sunday. Mm-hmm. It was a Sunday afternoon, and they just
I was in bed.
They up and released them bitches.
I was in bed,
niggas
bro.
was going crazy.
I remember I was in bed.
I thought it was a troll.
I turned around and looked, and like I just see like the timeline going crazy. Like everybody, this is when everybody used to post this Nike. See what I'm saying? Nike, the website looked different back then and all. Like niggas was posting screenshots like, oh yeah, sold out. I was like, bro, what? Bro, what? Mm-hmm. That's how they dropped it. That's how they dropped these shit.
Up and dropping on a Sunday.
Bro, you know what was crazy though? Niggas was buying used cars off of reselling them shit, bro. Like one nigga
was selling for like $4 or $5K.
Like one nigga had bought him like a.
One nigga said he got him for, he sold a pair for $5,500.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like niggas was buying like cars and shit, bro. Like coming up.
That Red October release was
$5K. $5K on some Yeezys, bro.
That shit was ridiculous.
I remember my dog off the Trump had them shit too.
Yeah. Hella pictures behind that shit.
Shout out my dog. If you know, you know. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, man.
When that release date was, I felt like it was like around February 9th, 2014. Damn, I felt like that was like 20. Matter of fact, yeah, I remember that shit.
It was 2014?
Mm-hmm. Now, the 2 came out 2012.
Yeah, but they
by the
released time no shit came out, Kanye was about to leave.
It was around that time because he joined Adidas around 2014 too.
Because the 750s came out like later that year.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that was 2014.
Yeah. Because the way they dropped
that year was kind of like, I don't really remember too much for 2014.
It was basically like how they dropped the shoe. It was like, all right, we're going to drop this shoe, and we don't want nothing else to do with Kanye. Like, that was it.
For them to up and release it, matter of fact, it was 2014 because his interview with the Breakfast Club was November 2013, and that's when he was talking about how he asked Nike when they was going to release the Red Octobers. Mm-hmm. So I guess after that interview, they was like, fuck it.
Because remember, he was talking that talk. He was like, if y'all using my name on these shoes, why I can't get a royalty off the shoe? Because he was talking.
Stan.
He was talking that different. Nice. He was talking that shit. Now he was like, yo, like, all right, why don't y'all? Because he was like, when they signed him to the deal, he was like, all right, because y'all treating me like I'm an athlete when really y'all should give me a completely different deal. Well, y'all should give me an entertainment deal.
That's when he was talking about his impact.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I should have an entertainment type deal. This is like, he wasn't saying he was a Michael Jackson. He was like, this is like y'all signing a Michael Jackson. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all should have a different provisions for me. Bigger than an athlete. You know what I'm saying? I'm bigger. No disrespect to them, but I'm bigger than them. So it's like, I should have a royalty on my shoe. I should get a percentage of each pair sold. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand what he was saying. Like, I can't really... You know,
I
maybe
can't knock it.
maybe he got a different deal with Adidas. That's why he happy over there. So,
He hasn't left them yet, and he ain't ran about them. So
he ain't ranting about him. So they doing, they must be, they know.
They don't let you have your freedom.
That's basically what I got from it. I mean,
especially as a creator, probably as a creator, no, because I wouldn't.
So they don't let like entertainers or athletes have creative control.
I don't know. 'Cause I don't think LeBron cares about what Nike does with his sneaker.
I think
he signed a lifetime deal with them.
I think he
So I think he just let them do whatever they want to do with the shit.
I think he was hands on with like the first 5 models, and then after that he kind of like just let them do what they want
You
to
see
do.
what they did with that jersey shit though, right?
Oh yeah, they still got 23s, number 23s to sell with LeBron on it. Bro.
I think they made a whole bunch of 17s that probably had like a 23 imprinted on it or something. And they probably was like, nah, bro, you
I
can't
was like,
give
bro,
Anthony
come on
Davis
now, you
to
just
the-
can't switch to 6 like that already.
We already got shit in production about to roll out.
we still got 100,000 jerseys with 23 on it. Like, come on, bro. Like, we can't give all these to the African kids.
They love doing that shit, boy.
That's exactly.
Anthony Davis with Nike?
Yeah. That's a win for Nike with both of them being on the same team. Like, and they can do a lot with that. So, shout out to Kanye, man. That's all I can say. So, last week when we was talking about sports, it didn't happen yet, but now Russell Westbrook is now a Houston Rocket. He was traded to the Rockets for Chris Paul and a lot of picks. And since then, the Oklahoma Thunder have said how they don't plan on having Chris Paul play in a Thunder jersey. But
but then they just said
now they just said
yeah.
like they open to keeping him if he wants to stay.
So Harden and Westbrook together.
Harden and Westbrook
Yeah,
are
man.
back together.
The most ball dominant.
backcourt. I want to see how
yeah.
it work, man.
Do y'all think it works? Do you think it works?
It could. There'll be a lot of scoring back there.
I think Russell will have to learn how to work off the ball for that to work. How to score without because
Unless he becomes a shooting guard, they put him in that position.
I mean, Harden played point guard 2017
mm-hmm.
when he should have won MVP.
Do y'all think Russell would bump down the shooting guard? But that ain't his team. So it's gonna have to go.
No, with D'Antoni, he probably gonna let them do whatever the fuck they want to do.
D'Antoni, you think
he give a lot of players freedom, man.
D'Antoni?
I think so.
D'Antoni trash, man.
Yeah, they ain't redoing his contract.
I think D'Antoni's the most overrated coach, bro. Be real with you.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting to see how that shit come out, man. I'm anticipating this shit so bad, bro. Like, this shit gonna be good. There's so much balance this year. You literally got everybody like even keeled as far as superstars. It's not none of that 3 superstars on one team shit going on. You literally got 2 per team. Like, the East and the West is balanced. Like, this shit gonna be crazy. Facts. Anybody can win this shit.
Quick. I don't mean to get off sports so quick, but I forgot about this. Did y'all see about the 20 tons of cocaine found on the J.P. Morgan cargo ship?
I'm not surprised it's J.P. Morgan. If anybody, I would have guessed it would have been J.P. Morgan. Government and banks are the biggest hustlers, man. They all in bed together. They do all of that shit.
But didn't something just happen in Philadelphia? Like where it was like, it's like what the fuck going on in Philadelphia on their ports, man? Is someone not getting paid to let shit come through no more?
Hey, man.
Some shit going down. It's some Wire season 2 shit going on. Like
Definitely the Wire.
niggas say the Wire season. Niggas say Wire season 2 is trash.
It
but
was kind of whack, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, that's honestly one of the best seasons because this is
towards the end.
this is the shit they talking about.
Towards the end going into 3, yeah, but like that beginning of 2 was kind of ass, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, yeah, well, that white boy was crazy. That white boy was with it now.
Season 1 and 3
I
was
get
like
I
peak.
get why people don't like the season because it was kind of slow. It started off slow, but
Season 1 and 3 are peak Wire.
I wouldn't argue that. But I would put season 2 up there too though. I like it said a lot without saying a lot. I'll say that. Like it when I see shit like this, whenever I see like shit happen on like cargo containers and ports and shit, I think of season 2 The Wire. Like that's my mind goes straight to, cause that's what they was talking to without saying a lot.
They wonder how cocaine got into the black community. Because niggas ain't got boats.
We don't got
And niggas ain't got planes.
I don't know not one nigga that drive one of these big ass boats with all these containers on it, bro.
I don't know a nigga that work at JP Morgan.
Me neither.
That's what I'm
Me
saying.
neither.
It's a
And I
cycle.
know niggas in corporate. I don't know no
It's a
niggas.
cycle, man. Niggas know. Dog, listen. I know what time it is when it comes to that shit.
I'm gonna keep my eye peeled. I'm gonna keep my eye to this because it's like I want to know how far niggas gonna investigate into this. This is gonna be very telling because wherever it stopped being investigated at, that's what's gonna tell you where the money went. That's what it's gonna tell you guys, and that's all you need to know. But I just thought that was really interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm interested to see how they gonna are they gonna address it and speak on it. Have they even released a statement about that shit?
No, I haven't seen no, no statements released from it. All I've been seeing is like, the video of it, like, they of everybody discovering. But I haven't seen, maybe I'm being lazy on my part, but
Like you said, I think this is the second one.
this is the second one because it was some shit caught on fire or something like a month or two ago. So it's like something going on out there in Philadelphia, man. So,
Get your shit together. Y'all been doing this shit for too long. Y'all been floating this shit in here for too long. You get caught slipping like that.
is this some?
JP Morgan.
Is this
It
some-
would be JP Morgan.
Is it sloppy hustling going on from
Come
the
on,
professionals?
man. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Did niggas get too comfortable at home?
That's what it seemed like. We'll see. You got some explaining to do.
I know, man.
I think that shit all tie into Trump friend who got busted.
You think so?
Could be. Like I said, bro, the government and banks, they the biggest hustlers,
Like
man.
this shit can get deep, bro. This shit can get really deep, man.
You heard about how the Federal Reserve is thinking about dropping their interest rates?
We talking about interest rates for what?
That's where all the money come from.
Right.
So like they been thinking about dropping their interest rates. I can't remember for exactly what reason, but I just read that the other day. I be looking at that little stock market channel and shit like that, and I just saw that shit come across the screen. I thought that was interesting.
Bloomberg News is one of the best sites, bro.
Bro, listen, they be getting, you know how much, like, the Federal Reserve, bro, they be getting hella money, dog. Hella money. That's where all the banks get their loan money from.
Yeah, they print money.
That's why their interest rates be so high at certain banks. That's why, like, if I get a loan, I'm fucking with a credit union, bro. Because your interest rate is going to be lower because they pulling money from everybody who's in that bank versus, like, the typical Bank of America and shit like that.
Yeah, you got
You
got more
technically should be
protection.
getting like a 3% interest rate, but being that they hit up the Federal Reserve, they tack on another 3%. That's why your shit 6, 7, 8% because they got to cover their difference.
Mm-hmm.
Shit is crazy.
Yeah, like that this JP Morgan shit is gonna be something I definitely stay in tune with because I want to see how this break down. Like me and Mech was saying, it's like the second incident in the last month. So, where there's smoke, there's fire. Anything else with sports? What else going on?
No, that's about it. Ain't nothing else really going on, B.
Kick up the big three.
Yeah, Lamar Odom, he dropped out of kick.
I saw he released a statement about that though.
He didn't get kicked out or what happened?
I don't know. I just saw the little article. Like, damn, how you get fucking.
And man, I knew Lamar wasn't. Man, them boys said Lamar had like 12 strokes, bro. That basketball shit is over with, man. Like when he was going through his health, them boys say he had like 12 strokes, bro. Like you ain't playing ball. Like you can probably play for your personal cardio, but you ain't playing no type of competitive basketball no more, bro. Like sucks to say it like that, but that's just the truth. Like
I don't really be watching that shit like that.
Gilbert was killing last week. I ain't watched this week. Gilbert was killing. Will Bynum be killing on that shit. Like ISO players like Joe Johnson, they eating in the big three. Like they eating and all they gotta do, y'all boy go in the corner. Let me put this nigga on the island, bro. Like they eating, bro. Yeah, that 4-point shot, like that shit was made for niggas like Gil and Joe. Like you know what I'm saying. So they killing the shit like that.
Yeah, I celebrate Joe, man. Joe is killing them boys.
Catino Mobley too.
Yeah, Catino kill him.
Big Greg Oden, man. It's good to see him out there.
Hey man, my dog swear he was getting a ring with Miami that year, bro. I always refer to that shit, bro. Like my dog swear he was getting a ring.
Yeah, he thought he was getting that ring 2014 for real. Caught that L.
That was Kawhi. That was Kawhi's doing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now Kawhi,
Jimmy.
now Kawhi's the Clipper now. Hey, hold on. While I got my brother here, man, this is the only Clippers fan that I know. This is the only Clippers fan in Charleston. So I've known Stan 10 plus years now. I've never heard anybody say they's a Clippers fan. That's right, Drew, panning on my dog. I've never seen nobody say they's a Clippers fan. I've never seen nobody wear Clippers jerseys. Wear Blake Griffin Nikes. None of y'all was on this type of shit, bro.
Darius Miles
jerseys. Nobody was on this shit. You know, the whole knucklehead shit. Nobody was doing this shit. But Stan, y'all won't be Clippers fan now. I knew you clout chasing. So y'all gotta stay where y'all at. I'm gonna give my dog his props because he been talking his Clippers shit. Anybody else, you're fraudulent.
Championship stand. We need that ring.
Man. Finally, man. We gotta get this ring, man.
First one ever in franchise history would be, right?
What if y'all catch the Lakers? What if y'all catch the Lakers in the conference finals this year? That's gonna be nuts. Oh, y'all got the Christmas Day game. You know that.
Oh, that's definitely gonna be a Christmas
Y'all gonna
game.
have Christmas Day, bro. Y'all gonna have the prime time slot.
Yeah, definitely 10:30.
Yeah, like that's y'all, bro. Like
10:30 on Christmas
y'all
night.
ending Christmas Day, bro.
I don't think the Warriors gonna be playing Christmas.
No, they might now. They might. We'll see though, cause ain't the schedule come out in September or August?
Some shit like that.
I'm trying to fly out there.
Yeah, they might have one of the earlier games. I don't think they're gonna completely hold them out
price is
already.
gonna be crazy.
Yeah, y'all ticket prices gonna be crazy, bro. You plan on flying out there?
I gotta be home for that.
You going to the motherland?
Yeah.
You and Clipper Darryl?
Yeah,
All right, man. Anything else? Like y'all ain't got no more sports, Mike. You ain't got no sports shit you want to talk?
Ain't not really going on, man. I'm just ready for September.
Oh, what about niggas talking spicy about Luke Kuechly, man? I mean, that's what I wanted to ask you about. This was what my dog J-Man last night. I ain't asked him about that shit, but
Niggas got to tread like
niggas was talking kind of spicy on the TL, bro, about your boy.
You know kids get their shit off in camps, man. They get their shit off in camps.
Hey, you know what's funny about that shit, though? When he hit Luke with the move, Luke was like, all right, I see you, but I'm going to still try to strip this fucking ball from you.
Yeah.
Like, he still slapped that shit from...
And they didn't show the next clip neither. That was the funniest thing about that whole shit.
Nah, he popped little man.
Yeah, he roadkilled that man.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, come on, dog. Like, y'all talking about this. All right, so let's put on film against professionals and see what he can do. And like, you know, I had to post the Eagles game.
That nigga, when you was like, hey, J-Man, tread lightly, I was like, y'all know Mike going to the cutting room. Y'all know he going to the cutting room. He go. That was last year, right? That was last season. Luke was having a field day with Carson Wentz, bro. I was like, you know Mike going to the film room, bro. Like y'all know this, bro. Like,
and
that
then
shit
like
had me
that's what
tripping,
I'm saying.
dog.
And it's like, bro, like he's like the overall perfect linebacker in the league. I'm just not saying that because it's just facts. He's been the best middle linebacker in the NFL for years now. And when Madden had released their ratings,
The 99 Club,
I'm like, how the fuck does Bobby Wagner get a 99 over Luke Kuechly?
and this is no knock on Bobby Wagner,
but
he
don't have the awareness, the speed, and just the
Luke
calls
animal,
out. He calls out plays at the line. You see what I'm saying? And
Luke studied the game more.
he's a sideline to sideline linebacker. Not saying Bobby not, but come on, dog. Like, let's be real. Luke Kuechly should be a 99 on Madden every year. Damn near every year.
If you had to put a knock on Luke, the only thing I would say is that he's been kind concussion prone.
And
but
he played every game last
Yeah,
year.
he played every game last year. So like, I can't really. Like, he supposed to be in 99 club over. I would put him over Wagner, honestly.
We had Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack, which I saw in
I don't
Hopkins.
Got no, I don't got no other arguments on the 99 club. Like,
and Hopkins. I've been telling niggas. I'm surprised they gave him the 99 because dog. I've been telling he's been the best wide receiver in the league for about 3-4 years now.
Mhm.
Like dog, and his drop. He didn't have no drops last year.
it's with that wide receiver shit is him, AB, and then you can toss it up wherever you want to toss it.
Julio. A lot of people feel like Julio should got a 99. I'm not
Nah.
mad at that.
I ain't mad at it, but I feel like Hopkins deserved this shit. So,
Definitely. That boy's a problem. He know. He know.
Drew, do you
He
know?
know firsthand.
Drew, Drew, do you know?
Whoa.
Dog, they swept y'all last year, didn't they?
No, the fuck they did not. We put them out the playoff run. What do you mean?
But I'm talking about regular season.
Regular season, no, it was 1-1.
Oh, y'all
Oh,
split.
okay.
Yeah. But when it came down to it,
No, y'all beat them boys.
Drew said, "Nah, bro." He ain't.
chill that out. Man. He is nice though.
No,
Don't get me
you
wrong.
know that boy's a problem.
He's nice, but he's not no Ty.
Get out of here, man! Please.
Nigga's an 83 on
That's
Madden.
right. You
What we
put
talking about?
put that mic down, bro.
He's a what?
He's an 83 on Madden.
He should be 90 club.
No.
Nah.
Definitely.
No.
Ty ain't been a 90 like deserving player for like a few seasons now.
No, he really hasn't, bro. No, you being biased.
No,
I get it.
All right. Curtis fucking Painter, Matt Hasselback, like what, 48-year-old Matt Hasselback.
That's 1-2 years, fam. Like, stop acting like Andrew Luck ain't play. He's been playing.
And when Andrew Luck played, what Ty did over 1,000 in the season.
Okay, but he didn't
Every
put up.
year.
Okay, and DeAndre Hopkins put up 1,000 with worse quarterbacks. Ty couldn't do that.
Curtis Painter.
He couldn't do that.
Curtis Painter.
This man had Dan Orlovsky throwing him the football, Ryan Mallett,
Dan
and he's still.
trash. Are you kidding me?
I'm talking about DeAndre had him too.
Goddamn, we had him beat. We had him beat.
That man had way worse quarterbacks, way worse, and he still put up 1,000-yard seasons. Why Ty couldn't do that?
He did. What do you mean?
You just say he didn't have 1,000 yards.
So you
I
really
said he still had 1,000.
you think Ty fucking
Come on,
with
man.
DeAndre?
No, he don't believe that. No way.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. He's a great route runner. But like overall wide receiver, no. He's one of the best route runners, but no. Overall, fuck no. We talking about catch radius. We talking about hands, speed,
Hey, all that.
yak.
All that.
You tripping, fam.
They call him
T.Y.
the
son.
GOAT for a reason, dog. Niggas
Who
get
calls him
Who
the
called
ghost?
T-
Everybody calls him
No.
the
Colts fans call him
Who
that.
called Ty the GOAT?
I said the ghost.
Oh, the ghost.
Nobody calls him the ghost, fam. Y'all call him that.
Everybody calls him.
Nobody. I never heard that until now.
I never.
And I watch it, and you know I watch
I mean this with
football.
all due respect, Drew, but
Nobody's
that's
ever
the
called
first
that man
time
a
I've heard
fucking
T.Y.
ghost.
referred to as and I ain't even trying to slander the man. I respect T.Y. Hilton, but I've never heard. This is the first time I heard him referred to as the ghost, bro.
Look it up. That's all I can say.
I'll do my.
Even if you want to look at the NFL, top 100 or whatever, when it comes to T.Y. Hilton, they will even call him. When they ask quarterbacks, they ask him, what would you call him?
T.Y. don't be getting ranked high on that shit. That may be like in the 60s, 70s.
60s, 70s or what?
Top 100. He's never been a top 50. He's ever been top 50 on the 100? He hasn't, bruh. I'll type it in right now and look it up.
Drew. Hey man.
61. 2015, he got 35. Okay, I give him that. That's only two I see. Other years he didn't make it, bruh. I'm just being real.
You're going to say he didn't make top 50? Like,
I didn't think he made top 50. I'm being
he
real.
should be on everybody's top 50.
No way. Top 50 players?
Yeah.
No way.
All right. Okay.
You got to think about receivers, period.
Okay. He's making top 50.
Is he like an easily top 10 wide receiver?
Hell yeah.
Easily?
Easily.
But he's not top. You would say he's top 5 though. Would you say he's top 5?
Who, me? No, I wouldn't say
Oh,
he's
okay.
top 5, but
Okay.
he's top 10, yes. Most
I'm
definitely.
about to say. Ooh.
I mean, you gotta think about it. The season that he won, for the most receiving yards.
Yeah, that was the year he got ranked 35. Just look it up. That was what,
Right.
2014.
Right. So and even then, that was a hurt Andrew Luck with multiple different quarterbacks coming.
What college he came from?
He came from out of Florida International.
I give him respect on that tip. He grinded. He grinded.
AB came up under his daddy as a coach in Florida. A lot of players came up under his daddy as a coach.
I ain't mad at it. I'm just not saying he's not.
Florida boys, it's different. You know how they give it up.
DeAndre is a different breed.
So is T.Y.
Nah, bro. He's like your typical good route running wide receiver. He don't do nothing that separate himself from others. When you think about top 5 receivers, you think about they doing something that's separating themselves from other receivers.
I can send you so many videos of how he separates himself.
He's a great route runner.
Put the ball by T.Y. He's getting it.
No, he's not mossing nobody for no football.
It's not that type of receiver.
That's what I just said. When you think the top 5 receivers,
If you're throwing it, there's 3 men.
is he Antonio Brown? He's not Antonio Brown. He's close.
Raised him, bro. You think that they came up the same way? There's 2 different styles of wide receivers.
Yeah, but
don't they know each other though?
They grew up
Yeah.
playing kid ball together.
But people are not putting T.Y. Hilton with Antonio Brown for a reason. Like Antonio Brown is a different monster.
Listen, I'm just gonna say
You would take him over T.Y. Hilton.
who?
Antonio Brown. Let an article come out tomorrow. Let a report come out tomorrow. Antonio Brown is with the Colts. This nigga is gonna go fucking bananas.
I mean, he's a good receiver, yes.
No,
But
he's great.
He would still be number 2 behind T.Y.
No, he wouldn't. If they traded T.Y. Hilton for Antonio Brown, you would be ecstatic.
I would block everybody.
No, you wouldn't. That's a lie. There's a receiver that y'all do need to look out for next year, and that's DJ Moore. He was the best rookie wide receiver last year. Bullshit aside that we had from the record. See, that'd be another thing, too. I think a lot of times when a team record don't be that good and you're not really setting yourself apart highlight-wise, a lot of niggas go under the radar. DJ Moore is nice, though.
Niggas don't understand.
His yard at the catch is crazy, and his hands is crazy. I don't know if you watched him.
I watch everybody because I'm heavy on fantasy. So, I mean, with that, you know what I'm saying? Like, looking at just the record doesn't really matter when it comes down to it. Individuality is what really matters. I mean, a nigga can put up 100 yards per game.
You wouldn't notice if he didn't really have a personality, yeah, or if they wasn't winning.
Or the team doesn't want him to pop. You know what I'm saying? He got to set himself apart maybe by doing antics and shit like that.
Like, the only receiver I know to really stand out that wasn't outlandish is Marvin.
Right.
Marvin I think he still holds that record for consecutive 1,000-yard and 10-plus touchdown seasons. Like, dog was a fucking animal. And I think a lot of people underestimated his speed. That motherfucker had speed like crazy. And his hands. I ain't never really seen Marvin Harrison drop too many passes, bro. And his footwork, I might have to put it up there with Chris Carter. As far as like sideline catching, that shit was crazy.
And then Reggie came right behind him.
Reggie Wayne is a fucking, yeah. He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I fuck with Reggie Wayne. Yeah, I definitely, because he held it down after Marvin left too. I definitely fuck with Reggie Wayne. You ain't getting no argument with, but T.Y.'s not on their level.
He's a different receiver. Like, that's the thing. He's just a different type. Those were big bodies that you can throw the ball and they'll go up for it. You know what I'm saying? T.Y., he will jump for it, but
Marvin didn't really go up.
He's laying out for these catches. You know what I'm saying? Like, sideline, he's catching them. Dragging foot.
The only like 5'10" under receiver I can say like really went was like Steve Smith. Cause Steve Smith went up for that bitch.
He did.
Yeah.
T.Y. had a couple boss victims like that. Boy.
Yeah, nah, not like Steve.
Of course, nigga. There's only one Steve Smith.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take that away from him, but it's still, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
You can't sleep on T.Y.
No. Like I think if you're not a disciplined corner, you will have a long field day with T.Y. Hilton. I give him that. I think he's one of the, if not top 5 route runner in the league.
And he has his best days against the Texans.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
He do be eating the Texans up. He do. I'll give you that. So,
But I know one thing. It's going to be a long season in that AFC South. Because a lot of them teams is good. No, like damn near all the teams is good.
Yeah, you right.
Titans on the come up. They defense is stout. Jags, of course. Now they got Foles. You got the Colts. Dog, you literally going to have a 12, 11 win season in the AFC South to probably get in the playoffs. Or to win the division. Like them years of them winning 9, 10 games and win, them shit over. That shit over with.
That was more of like Dallas and them sliding in with like losing records and shit. Like the Giants slide.
We did that one year too
Yeah.
when we was 7, 8, and 1.
But that's not like for us. It's either you're shit or you're really good. It's how it's always been.
Yeah, it's gonna be some good football playing, man.
I just want Miami to turn up on them Patriots though.
All right, but like I've been saying, bro, it's gonna be a good season. Like I understand why the NBA kind of overshadow niggas want NBA to start back so soon, but let's hold the horses now. NFL's still coming, guys. So that's all. That's why I even brought
I'm
up.
just not
NFL.
gonna get my emotions riled up this year. That's all.
I bet stop that shit.
I'm not gonna do that shit, bro. So whatever happens with my boys, the expectation. I'm interested to see when our shit drop on Amazon Prime next week. That season series that they be doing with certain teams. I want to know what the fuck happened after that week 8, bro. Because I need some answers. I don't know what the fuck happened. 6-2, then lose every fucking game after that. Every fucking game. So yeah, man, that's about it. That's all I got.
All right, y'all boy got any shout outs, man?
Shout out to all them fakes, hot girls, man.
The fake hot girls. So
Cause it's really like a battle going on social media behind that shit.
hot girls versus city boys. City boys winning this shit.
1000%.
From what I've been seeing, because I don't.
No, they know that. That's why Meg came out there with
With
them
that,
tweets.
yeah, backtracking
She
like
know.
a motherfucker.
She know, hey, we got to get our head back in the game.
I think we win every Sunday.
Oh yeah, because we don't put no stock into this. We don't label it nothing. We just live our lives. I want to shout out Orlando too because on Super Bowl Sunday, I had this classic tweet, and somebody had retweeted the other day, and I was like, oh shit, I kind of forgot about this shit. It had like almost 10,000 retweets. And I still be like, niggas still be like, dog, why you got beef for Orlando? I mean, I like Orlando, man. I just never heard of it referred to as the O. Like, this nigga really said the O. Like, I still be tripping off that shit. But, like, shout out to Orlando. Like, I just never heard of it like that. Niggas was mad because I got South Carolina in my bio. So, hold on. Let me just say the tweet, man. So, this was what happened, like, right after 21 got locked up. 21 Savage got locked up. So, it was like, no lie. I'm not even gonna say the nigga at name. He was like, no lie, 21 Savage couldn't have made it in Orlando. Someone would have been, all capitalized, been this dog about not really being from the O. Atlanta be welcoming everybody. So I quoted it and I was like, nigga said the O. That's Disney World and Parks and Resorts. So like everybody was retweeting this shit. Niggas was like, nigga, you from South Carolina? And I'm like, bro, like, you ain't want no smoke, bro. Like, relax, dog. Like, relax. We don't call it the O, my nigga. Like, it's niggas was really mad. It was like, dog, you from South Carolina. What are you talking about? I was like, nigga, like, yeah, I'm from South Carolina. We the motherland of the South, bro. Like,
Holy City.
we the holy city, bro. Like, come on, bro. Do your Googles, man.
Hotel City.
Now, yeah, definitely.
Downtown
now.
is Hotel City. Downtown is Hotel City now. Down there's hotels and timeshares out the ass. But yeah. Yeah, shout out to that tweet, man. That shit was funny to me, man. I just saw somebody was retweeting.
You know, a lot of people think that Holy City is a nickname, but like it's actual like facts. Like if you look on the map, the alignment of like what's the name of this shit? It's a certain name for the locations. We used to do this shit in school. What was the name of that shit? We used to have to find out locations based off degrees.
Longitude and latitude?
Yeah, based off of that. That's how Charleston really got the name. But a lot of people think people gave it that name, but it got the name based off of longitude, latitude, location. Just in case people didn't know, it just wasn't a name that people made up.
Yeah. No, that's why no building's higher than the tallest church across in Charleston.
And that shit got struck by lightning the other day, so we might want to revise that. It's some shit going on, man.
Oh, they purposely do that?
Yeah, like no building can be taller than that. That church right there on King Street.
It's on King Street.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so they made that like
that's the tallest building in Charleston.
Oh, okay.
And that shit got struck, so we need to revise these rules, man. Like It's a change coming, guys. It's some spirits not aligning with what's going on. I've never heard of a church being struck by lightning, especially on one of the main streets of the city. So I know. But
Doing something inside that church.
hmm damn, Stan, you right, bro. We got some Da Vinci Code shit going on.
Somebody check them books.
But yeah, man.
Is that a predominantly black or white church?
Blacks.
Oh, it is?
I believe so.
I
That's
thought
a
it was
black church?
I think so.
I thought it was a white church.
I could be wrong.
I ain't never seen nobody come out that church to be real
Right,
with you.
to
So
be honest, I've only seen people working on it.
I've never seen nobody like frequent that church, bro. Like ever.
I haven't either. I think, but I thought
And we from here, so Stan, you seen anybody ever? See, that's what I'm saying. Like all us like used to like frequent around that area, so
I would think it's black folks, but I could be wrong. I don't know. The upkeep of that, no, it's probably some white folks church. Because I mean, they're doing repairs all the time. Black churches be having leaks and shit.
yeah. We ain't gonna get in all that, but all right, man. Y'all got any shout outs? Y'all good?
Yeah, just shout out to everybody who be tuning in, man. YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. You know, same old, same old. Appreciate y'all.
Organically. So, like we say every week on this show, man, if you hear anything or you feel some type of way, always remember
We're just some messages.
we out.